Okay, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you guys are looking at this in your house or wherever you're at. I'm welcoming you back to our second semester of 7th grade math class. This is our first YouTube video for the second semester, and we're going to be doing isolation of a variable using the distributive property, and then you still have to combine like terms. So you guys already know that we have some vocabulary that we've been learning this semester. So if you use the distributive property, you know that you're going to have to actually distribute or pass out a number by multiplying it. So we're going to need to pass out this number 5 by multiplying it to two different terms. We're going to need to multiply it by 8m, and we're going to need to multiply it by -6. See, now a lot of people think that this is the number 5, but because this is a minus sign, this is actually a -5. And because this is a minus sign, this is actually a -6. So -5, I'm going to actually multiply it two different times. This is actually called the first term. So I'm going to multiply it by 8m. This is called the second term. So I'm going to multiply this by -6. When I multiply these using my rules of multiplication of positive and negative numbers, I get -40m and I get positive 30 numbers. These 30 numbers have no variable. These -40 numbers have a variable m. This -40 is -40m. And now, some of you guys might have said, well, what about this 3m that we need to take away, okay, this quantity from? Well, we're going to actually not do anything when we're using the distributive property to the 3m. You see, this 3m wasn't part of the distributive property because it wasn't next to the parentheses to multiply with. So now we actually have to use the 3m because now we're going to be doing something called combining like terms. Now I know a lot of you guys have heard this term in our class before, so you guys know that 3m hopefully is like the -40m. Why are they like each other? They both have a variable m. Well, if we combine them in math, that means to take 3m and -40m and add them together. The word combine in math means to add. So if you add these two terms together, you get -37m. Plus 30 is equal to 67. Now, when you get up to this point, this is a two-step equation. We've been studying these two-step equations in our class. So now we're actually going to go ahead and move to the last part. We're going to actually isolate the variable because we've already used the distributive property and we've already combined like terms. So this is going to be the really easy part. -37m plus 30 numbers equals 67. If I isolate my variable, I need to get the answer for m. See, this is 1m and it's all by itself. I need to isolate it because it's alone and I want to find out what one of these m's is equal to. I'm going to subtract 30 from 30, and now when I subtract 30 from 67, this has a name. I'm balancing the equation on the right side of the equal sign. Now this is going to be 0, because 30 take away 30 is 0, and I only have 37m equals 37, because 67 take away 30 is 37. Well, some of you guys know what -37 times m is already, but I want to explain. When you put a -37 next to an m like this, it means to multiply. These two are being multiplied. The -37 is being multiplied by the 1m. What times -37 equals 37? Well, I'm going to find that out by turning this -37m into 1m. How would you turn -37 into 1? Because there's an actual 1 in front of this m. Well, if I divide it by -37, -37 divided by -37 is 1m. And if you balance the equation and divide positive 37 by -37, because you have to do the exact same thing on the other side. That's why it's called balancing. You do the exact same thing to keep things equal. You get m is equal to -1. And this is the solution. This is our first lesson for the second semester. Have a good one, guys.